Good morning, everyone. This is Sibbe Bladh. In this incarnation, we have to practice acceptance. In this ever-changing reality, in this ever-revolving reality, cycling through space and time, we have to learn acceptance. We have to accept it, or we have to become bitter and sorrowful and sad. So we must practice to accept changes, accept things that we cannot change or affect. Accept reality for what it is, or forever bang our heads against the wall in bitter tears. And acceptance is full of sorrow that we have to overcome. When we accept defeat, loss, transformations, it's a big sadness. We mourn the past. We mourn the love that we have felt, all the memories that we have shared. But we accept. And those who don't accept, they get sick, they hurt themselves. And they get stuck on that point. And we have to accept that too. The journey is different for everyone. And when some feel it's over, and they just sit down and let everything else continue. And that's all right too. Shouldn't push no one. We accept that too. You have to accept when you're tired and things are over. And those who cling too hard to this life, or the objects, or the relations of this life, will have an even harder time. Because it's like holding sand in your hand. It's always running out. And you cannot stop it until the last grain, and it's completely empty in your hand. You can't stop it. It's inevitable. And that's why we have to know acceptance. We are mortal. Our form is finite. So we have to practice acceptance to be able to accept ourselves even. And not go into dream world, illusion world of immortality. Some people even think they're going to live in this body forever. It's kind of comic. And all the people you see that make beauty operations, try to stay young, is filled with illusion, filled with unacceptance. They don't accept this. And yeah, people are stubborn. They make resistance. But it's bound to happen, it's bound to come. Destiny is always active. Time is the master. Past, present, and future are divine aspects. It's the goddesses of destiny that rule everyone's destiny, rule everyone's fate. So we are all under these energies and have to accept that we are traveling through these processes. Some want to put themselves above everything, claiming to be superior. But everyone with a mortal body have the same conditions. They will all die. They will all face loss. They will all face consequences for actions. And it requires a great humility to be able to accept this. When we are small, death is unthinkable. It's against everything that we believe in. We are mortified by death. We fear death when we are small. Because we don't have the ability to accept things yet. But as we learn through life to accept everything, eventually we will accept our own demise too, and our own transformation, our own passing into the spirit world. And then we can be stronger. Fear paralyzes humans. When you live in fear for what's going to happen, it's going to make you act weak, not act smart. And you're going to be heavily weighed down by your constant dark emotions. And you're running away from the facts of reality. So it's better we try to practice acceptance, which is connected with humility. When we're young, if anyone says something stupid to us, we immediately want to hit them, strike them in the face or something. But as we age, we accept that this is an idiot, and it doesn't matter what they say. What they say is solely about them. It's not about you. So that is the process of learning to accept things and see it as it is, which is good, which can free up our minds a lot, because it gets caught up in constant thinking about these material waves of illusion. It gets entangled in this constant drama, these constant mishappenings. So we have to free that. So we are very proud souls, extremely proud. Through millions of lives in nature fighting for our existence. That is all we have, and we are very proud and we're ready to fight for this, fight for our honor. And sometimes overly so, of course. And then people start harassing others and making a lot of unnecessary fights because of pride. And we should keep pride in our lives, but we must know that we don't have to fight for it. It's in our actions, in our essence, in our soul, we carry this honorable pride. And those who are aware and conscious about these matters, they will see that in you. The others who are still on conflict level, animal instinct level, they will always accuse and fight with you for whatever reason. Whatever, it doesn't matter what you do, they will fight with you because the fight is inside them. It's not about you. And if you have too high ideals about the world, and you cannot accept that there's a lot of ignorance and wickedness in the world, if you only want to see the beauty in the world and feel the beauty in the world, you don't accept the full reality. You must also accept the suffering of the world and to share the suffering. No one gets away from this. We have to accept the suffering. My good friend Yoshi, I met him a few days ago, and he said that suffering comes to everybody. Human life is about suffering. And those who haven't realized that, they aren't old enough or experienced enough about life. And they still have a illusion of how things should be. But life is cruel and awful. It's very hard. And it's to push souls forward. This is to make you jump like on a frying pan to get out. So you don't get caught in this. Because this is pure tragedy. You understand? This is tragedy. The only thing good here is the vibes we carry inside our heart and we share with each other. That's the only thing good. And that thing is getting colder and colder. It's less and less love in this world. Less and less communication and understanding. Less and less sharing things with each other. And according to religions, this is the final age. It's an age where people lose love, lose interest, fight with each other. It's been called different things in different religions. We have it in the Nordic religions. It's called the wolf times, the sword times, the dark times, where brother shall fight against brother, father against son. And this can also be found in the Bible, and other descriptions like Maya calendar and everything describe this final age and destruction. And we are in the middle of this. We're in the middle of this evil time, which is the autumn of times. These times move in the great year of 26,000 years, the great equinox, and moving through this, the big circle. The ancient ones have split this to 4 ages with different qualities. Yeah. So this is sword times. This is war times. Times of conflict. Times of hate. And people don't want to believe it because they are still affected by this holy light in their soul. So we will always have hope. We will always long for the good things inside of ourselves. But just as we have to accept fall when autumn comes, we have to accept the end of times and the quality of this time, and dare to see that. And if you are one free soul, one free mind in this time, you must be very thankful. You have to accept that too, that you are great. If you don't accept your own greatness, you will feel small, worthless. You will break down yourself if you don't accept yourself. So this acceptance goes for everything. And by showing acceptance, you behave like an idiot. People will think that you are a fool because you accept everything. But they don't realize that this is the way to the freedom of your soul. You can't get hooked up in all material things that is going on all the time and react emotionally to that, which subsequently affect your spirituality. So this is about freeing yourself and to stop participating and disconnecting and accept that that is a natural state in the universe. Stars shine by themselves. Comets travel by themselves through space, in orbits. That's a natural reality. And that's for us too. To float like a satellite in the galaxy, even though we are surrounded by billions of others. We are in our own orbit, and we have to learn acceptance and learn to not be afraid. Learn to be courageous, because there will be many tests, many challenges before this is over. This is just a start. You are being purified like metal, hardened. Your essence is being cleared, and you become stronger and stronger and stronger all the time. And this spiritual power you will take with you from this place to the other. In the life between death and birth, you will live on this spiritual power. And many times on that journey through death, you will feel lonely, and you have to accept it, because you will come back. Just as you have to accept every step of a long journey, no matter how painful they are, you have to keep going, and you know that one day you will get home, you will make it. So you accept the pain, you accept your destiny, and you walk the path before you. So acceptance is mature. Old persons are full of acceptance, so much that the world used them. They have become pure and like children again, and accept things for what they are. And we love the wisdom of old people. I used to listen a lot to my grandparents. I loved that. That was amazing knowledge for me to hear about that. I don't know in English how to say all these words. Anyway, it was mighty inspiring to learn from the old. And we have gone through this world, experienced the past. We love the past. We play with the past, with history. We are amazed by archaeology and stuff. We have experienced the past a lot in movies and books and so on. But now it's time to go into the future, because the future will be very different. And it will take a lot of acceptance to go into the future too, because the changes will be so massive. The whole reality will change. The whole human reality will change. And the more we accept that, the less will have to suffer. The more we adapt to the new situation, the less we will have to suffer. And those who don't accept this, they will be engaged in an even more suffering and violence and death. A lot. And not only physical violence, there will be always conflict and psychological strain because of this. This unacceptance. But you cannot accept like a fool anything. Then you become the greatest idiot in the world. It's always about balance, the equilibrium. Like we say, it's most times it comes back to that. So we have to accept and know what to accept. And to discriminate what is good to accept and what is not good to accept. And of course, everything is relative. If you have a task, if you have a mission, maybe your acceptance level is different. So it must be adjusted to our reality. But mainly it's for ourselves we accept. We don't have to accept anything in the world. This is our own inner feeling that we are nurturing through acceptance. So we can let go of things gracefully, soulfully, and to look forward with positivity, and dream about big things forward. So we accept change, and by accepting change and that the old always die, we can embrace the new. So that is the only problem with unacceptance, that we lock ourselves, we hinder ourselves from progress. And sometimes we have to stop, just stop everything. We are sensitive creatures. I heard about one father who lost his son in a terror attack. He was lying down under the sheet. And they put the world on hold. And sometimes, of course, we need that. We have no duty to serve everybody and to play happy. And acceptance can be hard. In the morning, we slowly, gradually learn to accept facts. Facts that hurt us a lot, tremendously. Because we cannot take it in all at once. We have to take it in portions. So the psyche put us in a situation, in a vibration of a long-term sorrow. Because if it all came at once, we would probably drop down and die. But we learn acceptance gradually, and new realities emerge. And that's why we cannot be overly conservative either, because of this constant changing nature of things. If we get too locked down, a problem will arise for us. It's like the grass straw that is too hard, it breaks. The soft grass, it waves in the wind. It waves in the wind. So there's many examples for this. Many philosophical views and thoughts about this. The more we talk about it, the more foolish it sounds. But deep inside, instinctually, we know this. We have gone through this billions and billions of times in endless incarnations. So it's nothing new for us. But it's still fascinating, it's still worth thinking about. And to observe also when people are very stagnant. Very unwilling to accept. And to have pity on that. And patience with them. And patience with yourself. With your acceptance. But always strive for acceptance. So you don't also get caught in this dark energy. Alright, take care everybody, bless.